Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Harvest Season. My name is Codey.
And my name is Aislinn.
And we're here today to talk about cottagecore games. Woo!
Woo! Cute.
Cute. We did it.
Yay!
So as always, transcripts are available in the show notes and on the website. Today's topic, we are talking about Botany Manor, which is a super cute little game. It's a game that Aislinn has played a decent amount. And I have also played not as much, but it's okay. So that's what we're going to talk about for our main topic. We also have a lot of news. But before that, Aislinn, who are you?
Hi, I'm Aislinn. I am here and I'm happy to be here. I guess things that I do to go into that. I stream on Twitch, Ace Trainer, AIS, not Ace, like AIS Trainer. And also me and my fiance, we have a podcast called Moo and Coo, where we just talk about literally anything and everything.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Why is it Moo and Coo?
Because he really likes cows.
Okay.
He's a big cow guy. So I was just like, we joked around like trying to think about a name for our podcast because we knew we wanted to do a podcast for a while. And I was like, well, obviously you're like the mooer. You moo. And I was like, what rhymes with moo? Coo. And I like pigeons. So I'm like, now I'm coo.
That makes a lot of sense as to why you put the pigeon filter on your Snapchat all the time.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I actually love that pre-Moo and Coo. I've always loved that pigeon. And I just like, I mean, I'm a New Yorker. So like me and pigeons were like homies, you know?
Big facts. Yeah, so I guess like how I know Aislinn is through It's Super Effective. Surprise, surprise. That's how we know the majority of our people.
We love it. We stand.
We stand. I think I joked for Pokemon Go Fest last year. I joked something about how we should get cardboard cutouts, and then you were like, bet.
Yep. Once when a challenge that's like relatively accessible is put in front of me, I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Why not, right? Why say no? We can do it. And we pulled it off and it was wonderful.
We did. So Aislinn, because Steve and Greg, so two of the hosts of It's Super Effective, were unable to come to Pokemon Go Fest New York City last year, but a bunch of us did come, and Aislinn printed out these cardboard cutouts of both of them, and then we were literally carrying them around all day. And like we had everyone sign them, so like everyone that is fans of the pod, you know, friends of Greg and Steve, like we all signed the back of them, and then you sent them to them, right?
Yeah, I have to still ask Steve and Greg like what happened with them because I sent them and I have no idea what happened after that.
Someone in the mail is just like, what the heck?
I mean, when I got it, I was like, what the heck? It's so tall. And then having it in my home was a whole different story. I'm just like, this is not okay.
This is really weird. Yeah, for sure. But it was just so much fun because you're a New Yorker, and so you're in that area. It was just so much fun to like get to hang out with you, and you like let us around. You showed us that really cool Korean barbecue place.
Oh my gosh.
So good. And we're doing it again this year, yeah?
Yes, we are.
Except this time, we don't have to cut them out in cardboard. They're gonna be there.
I'm so excited about that. Don't have to worry about carrying that across the freaking bridge.
That was...
in the wind.
Yeah. Shout out to Tone and, oh my gosh, who was the other person that was carrying them? Vincent. Tone and Vincent for carrying them, like, once the groups met up so that Aislinn didn't have to carry them.
Because, I was so tired.
They were blowing everywhere. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's how we know each other, and we just, talk on Snapchat and every day and share funny stories and stuff. And so when I found out we were both playing Botany Manor, I was like, oh my gosh.
Perfect.
We need to talk about it.
Wow, 251 streak on Snapchat. Let's go.
Oh, we do? Oh
yeah.
Proud of us. Look at us.
Look at us go.
That's just about Pokemon Go Fest, isn't it?
Just about.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, so that's who you are and how we know you. But what have you been up to? Like, what in your life, like recently, what have you been playing? Have you been doing anything super fun?
As of recently, I have been playing a lot more indie games. I mean, I'm still doing like for stream, I'm still doing a Pokemon Crystal
Hmm.
playthrough, but like I've been playing a lot of indie games ever since PAX because I had the opportunity to meet some developers of some games at different companies and whatnot, and it's been such a wonderful pleasure. So that's how I like got the opportunity to play Botany Manor, and I played like a little while ago Unpacking and another game that I'm like excited about is Kamaeru. So like all these games that I never really played before, I'm now finally starting to play beyond just Pokemon. And even on the side too, I'm playing Spider-Man, which is not anything indie, cozy, anything of that sort. But it's been fun to have like the balance of like the chaos and like the cozy indie vibes as well. So it's primarily what I've been up to is just kind of playing, and I think I've been playing a lot more like cozy indie games. Also just to be less stressed because work life in general is a lot of stress recently.
Yeah. It do be that way. So you need that cozy in your life.
Exactly. But what about you?
Well, I'm right there with you. I need that cozy. So I am playing. So I most days, every day I play both my coloring app. So I have a Cross Stitch World is this like app that my grandma got me into years ago, and then I deleted it on my app, my phone, because I was like, this is taking way too much of my life. But now I'm using it again, but this time like as a vehicle to help me overcome ADHD, like in social situations, and like keeping the part of my brain that wanders like distracted so that I can focus on what's going on in front of me.
Yeah.
So I play that every day. And then I also have been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley every day. I finished the main game, and now I'm trying to like finish all of the quest lines for all of the characters, and level up all the characters to level 10. And then, like just kind of have everything. I also started thinking about creating rooms in my house for each of the characters, like having there be like a Little Mermaid room and,
That's so cute.
And a Beauty and the Beast room, because you can buy like all of this furniture and stuff that is from those realms, I think is what that is, or those products. And so I was thinking about doing that, like where I just go into an empty room and just like filter all of my furniture to be like just the Little Mermaid furniture, and then just put it all in that room and like make it work, like make it an aesthetic room. Haven't started doing that yet. Don't know if that's going to continue, but super fun. And then always and forever working on my Minecraft fox, building up my little man. And my friend that's playing with me has built like a really cool mountain on the back of it.
That sounds pretty cool.
The majority of my life right now is fieldwork, though, and actually today, right after we record, I'm going to go grab a bunch of the traps that I put out a week ago and see what I caught.
I'm so excited. Can I get a Snapchat insight later? Because I am so fascinated with what you do. 100%. So 100%. Awesome.
Yeah, 100%. And then and then other than that, I do a lot of specimen work.
Cool.
So that's what we've been up to. Woo. Okay, so we will jump into this pile of news. My goodness. First and foremost, right off the top, Steam Farming Fest. So Steam has this farming, like, it's not a bundle, but it's like a bunch of different games that are farming focused are crazy on sale right now. Like at least some of them are 20, some of like one of this, I'm looking right here, this Rise of Industry game is 85% off.
Oh my gosh.
So it's only $4.50 instead of $30. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Oh wait, 20. Nope, that's $30. That's $30. I was like, it's 20. So yeah, I mean, there's just so many games on this.
I got like an email from Steam being like,
oh, you did?
All of these games that you are on your wish list are on sale. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Oh yeah, the Steam Farming Fest.
Yeah, there's a lot that we've talked about on the pod before, and then other ones that I'm like kind of interested in. So One that's we've talked about before is Rusty's Retirement. Okay, let me dive it back. If you go to the Farming Fest like page and then say browse games, it like comes up with different types. So there's like the automation and then the dating sim, and then there's just like regular ones. So the automation one, Rusty's Retirement, we've already talked about. Timberborn, I've never seen this game before, but you are beavers.
I just hovered over it. That is so cute.
So
that is
add
so
that.
Cute.
Here, actually, can I just like add it to my wish list?
Right. Just do it right now.
Bam. Right. Oh, I have to sign in. Okay. Oh, I gotta do something for my email address. This is stupid.
I'm just leaving the tab open on my computer for now, and I was like, I'll figure it out later.
Oh yeah, I just jumped onto my email and it was like, I see the bunch of games you want are on sale.
Yep. There's that email.
I'm like, oh, leave me alone. I don't have money. See, and it's funny because like I just got paid today, so of course they're like
sale time.
Hey. Okay, so there's that. I'm trying to see which other ones like we've talked about before. Some of these are so cute. Like, what is Plantabi?
I saw that Apico is on sale, and they just came out with the final DLC.
Yeah, sure
I have not played it yet, but I did see that news.
Yeah, we talked about that in the last pod. So yeah, great time to jump into that. It now has the final update, quote unquote. I feel like they're gonna find something to do. Other things that we talked about on the pod, gosh, all of these. I love that these are called dating sims.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know if that's accurate, but we got Sunhaven, we got Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, we got Wildflowers, we got Song of the Prairie, we've got Harvest Moon, Light of Hope. I don't think we've ever talked about that, but that's surprising. My Time at Sandrock. What the heck is Booty Farm?
Wait, where is that?
Don't look.
I don't even know where that is.
Oh my God.
I was just going to ask, what is Anime Friends, and why is that a farming sim? And why is it a farming sim dating sim?
So some
it's just
of
called
these are
Anime Friends.
Some of these are coming soon, but there's Booty Farm has another one too. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm moving on. Other popular ones include Stardew Valley, Manor Lords, Farming Simulator 22, Lightyear Frontier, Sunhaven Fae Farm, Paleo Pines. I don't know what Farm Manager World. There was another one that I saw. I'm trying to go until I find the one that I saw that I was like, I really want this one. Rune Factory 5, Traveler's Rest, Kinseeds, Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life, Harvest Moon, The Winds of Anthos, Ooblets.
I was going to say, did you say Ooblets? Because that's another game that I'm interested in that's on sale. And I'm like, do I just buy? Maybe.
40%. Now's the time.
Sale.
Pull the trigger. Harvestella. Oh, I guess My Time at Sandrock is not on sale. Why is it in this list? Don't get it. I don't know what Garden Life, a cozy simulator is, but it looks great. We're adding that to my wish list.
This is just a wish list session right now.
Snacko, which we will talk about later. Sakana. I don't know what Cattails is. Oh my gosh, it's like the warrior cats.
There's Cat God Ranch coming soon. What is that? I don't know. But if you like cats, there's Cat God Ranch.
Weed Shop 3. Roots of Pacha. Where's the cute one? Littlewood, Wild Mender, Graveyard Keeper. These are all ones we've talked about. Ranch of Rivershine. There was one that I saw. Oh, here it is. Bun House.
Bun House?
I had
never Google that one. What is
seen
Bun
this game
House?
before. It came out October 19th, 2021. Quote, Bun House is a cute, simple, bunny-filled game focused on growing plants and managing a greenhouse with fellow buns. Take care of your leafy plant buddies by balancing the amount of water and light they get. Play with friends and upgrade your greenhouse for wholesome, relaxing fun.
That's so cute.
You are a bunny and you have a greenhouse and oh my gosh, the birds are delivering something to you. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop because I'm just going to keep spending money I don't have if I keep talking about it. But definitely take a look. If you have been interested in any of those games that we've talked about on the pod before, they are likely on sale right now.
There's a lot of good stuff on sale right now. Looks really cool.
Okay. Next up, A New Leaf Memories. I don't know if you've ever talked about this game, but I don't like that name.
You just don't like it?
I don't like it. Because
what did it do to you?
So I thought a new leaf, and I was like, new Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's fair.
It's not a new Animal Crossing game, you guys. So the early access for A New Leaf Memories is out now. Quote, the gameplay features, quote, enjoy a range of exciting gameplay mechanics and features like building up a farm with 29 different crops, tame 27 types of animals, choose from 21 pets to adopt, craft new furniture to put in your home, catch 4 types of fish. What?
Four.
Why
only 4?
cook 25 recipes. Mine, explore 8 main areas, and even drive around in a cute little vehicle or take a ride in a floating bus. While early access marks a major step forward, it's important to note that our development journey is far from over. So this is basically them like opening up to try and start ironing out the kinks of their bugs, of any bugs that you might encounter. Why only 4?
I don't know. But hey, they've got 27 types of animals and 21 pets. So if you do the math, I'm not doing the math. I'm not good at math. You've got more pets and animals than fish.
48.
Take that as you will. Thank you.
Also, like, the pets. So this is my issue. Coral Island burned me because you can only have one pet.
Only one?
That's what I'm... So in Coral Island, you can only have one. And so, like, I got the one dog that looks like my dog because I was like, oh my gosh, I need to have my dog in the game. But then there was also a bearded dragon, and I went back to go get the bearded dragon, and you can only have one pet.
What the heck?
And I was like, what the heck? Because I also have a bearded dragon in real life.
Oh, wait, you do?
I do. I'll send you a snap.
Oh my gosh. I love.
And listeners, I'll post a picture of her in Discord or Slack. So yeah, if you've looked at A New Leaf Memories and you've been interested in it before, early access is now available, and you can check it out. Spirit of the Island. The pages for this game are now up on the Play Store and the Apple App Store. It is at $4.99, and it does support crossplay. And I did open this in the App Store so I could read it. Oh, of course, the App Store was like, oh, you want me to refresh? I will refresh for you. Also, X is, gosh, what is it called? When they, promote it, it's, promoted up at the top of the App Store. And I'm like, no, get out of here. Okay. Spirit of the Island. It's expected. I love how it says coming soon. Expected July 16th, 2024.
Oh no, not the expected.
The word expected is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. Okay.
I mean, I get it. It's tough.
It do be that way. Quote, there's an old tradition running in your homeland. To become an adult and complete the coming of age ritual, you must go on a journey of discovery. Your adventure begins on a distant land, deep in a tropical archipelago. What was once a prosperous tourist destination is now a shade of its former glory, and it's your job to bring it back to life. Explore the archipelago, meet the locals, and lend them a hand to restore the tourist paradise while you try to uncover the mysteries of your past.
But what if I don't want to become an adult?
Also,
Sorry, I'm just being silly.
No, I mean, fair, but also, this tourist village is just dying, and a child just shows up and single-handedly saves the village. Excuse me?
That's everyone's path to adulthood. You all have your own small village that was a tourist destination that now you have to make it a tourist destination again. Everyone has their own journey.
Today I learned I'm still a child.
Me too.
I have saved no one. I have done nothing.
I have done nothing to contribute to society, therefore I am child.
I am child. I have not single-handedly changed anything. Okay, well that's Spirit of the Island coming, releasing on the 16th of July as a mobile game. I might play it. It's only $5.
It looks cute as a mobile game, I will say. I actually like the aesthetics of it for a mobile game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe by July I will be sick of Cross Stitch World. I have doubts. Lens Island has their questing and camera orbiting update out now. So this basically adds some questing features, some small quests of starting out and doing things. Previously it just kind of dropped you in the world and you figured stuff out, which is chill. But also I like completing quests and getting a little star, a little gold star whenever I finish the smallest of tasks. I'm not going to complain. Also, the camera orbiting is kind of cool. So like you can just 100% 360 like orbit around your person now. I guess not 360, but like you can orbit around your person now, and like that's cool.
That those seem like nice quality of life updates for sure.
And then in the update, Julian, one of the developers, or the developer of Lens Island, said, I just loved this, quote, "We have been very hard at work to get this out. This is the first of several big updates in the pipeline over the next few months. We are releasing this at 3 a.m. Australian time, so I'll probably pass out after writing this POS. Just kidding. But I am very tired and we will need some rest before tackling the first patch. So just keep that in mind over the next day or two. Don't forget this update was crafted from all of your feedback, and we can continue to balance and alter the camera and questing if needed. I'd also love to get some more ideas on quests too." I just love how like this game is so like community. The community is really helping to like develop it, and but like develop ideas and be like, oh, but what about this? What about this? And like, even when they do give these updates, like the questing and camera updates, he's like, I still want more. Like, if you still have more stuff, like, let me know.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really, really cool to have a developer so involved with the community itself.
Have you played Lens Island?
I have not, but especially knowing that the developer is interested, that is really cool to see. And the game itself, looking at the visuals, is really nice.
Yeah, so we like heard about it on the pod forever ago, and then I started playing it. And like this is my weekly, I want to jump back into Lens Island. Cause here it is. I want to jump back into Lens Island, you guys.
It looks really good. It looks really good.
It is. Okay. Next up is Snacko, everyone's favorite little cute catto. The 0.9.3 tool upgrade update is out now. So this update allows you to use a new crafting station called the jewelry station or jewelry table. I can't remember. But you use that table and add gems to your tools, and the gems do different things. So like if you add, a diamond or something, it'll boost your pickaxe in a different way than adding like a ruby would. And there's 8 different gems, and that's just like I love that. I love when a game allows you, it's not just like, get the magical upgrade that does the thing. Like it actually kind of like takes your feedback into account. Like I want more range on it, or like, I'm already pretty good at getting the fishing line out there. I don't need that, but I want it to be more stable. Something like that. Like, yeah, I think that's cool. And maybe eventually you'll be able to add different facets so that you can just have a completely gem-studded fishing pole that just has all of the buffs on it. Very cute.
Yeah, very cute game. I remember I saw this game at PAX and I wanted to play the demo, but I got stuck at because at the same booth, I got stuck at Kamaeru for so long that I had to walk away in general. But hey, it's on sale right now. I might just grab it anyways because cute cat and cozy game, and it looks genuinely really good. I do want to play. Is there a demo for it?
There is.
Okay, so I do want to do that at least.
And I believe that we had a pod episode on it with the developer. So if you want to go back and listen to that.
I absolutely will, actually.
If not, I'll cut this out. Sunhaven. Sunhaven. So the 1.4 patch update is coming out soon for Sunhaven. It's currently in beta, and the 1.4 update is currently in beta, but it will come to full version when it's stable on the public beta environment, or PBE. So this is the biggest update ever. This gives so much content and so many like bug fixes and stuff. So some of the small content things is that not small content, just diving in very shallowly to the big content that is in this update. There's a new area to explore called the Brinestone Deeps. You can now have kids as well. There's something called the Black Market,
Oh,
2 new romanceables. And there's other stuff too. I almost cursed. There's other things as well. So, I mean, there's just so much that they've added in this update. And so if you've played Sunhaven and you ran out of stuff to do, baby, get back in there because dang.
And if you haven't, it's on sale.
Yeah, it is also on sale. Wouldn't you know it? 30% off. So yeah, I have not played this and I have other stuff to do. But and Al also laments, is the Switch version ever coming? That is a mood.
That is a big mood. That is a big, big mood.
Okay, I am super excited about this next one. Disney Dreamlight Valley. I've been playing this thing every single day. And every single day, I'm like, oh no, I am reaching the end. I am reaching the point where I'm not going to have any more content to do. What am I going to do with my life when I can't play DDV every single day? And I can't go see all my favorites and make a gross noise whenever my non-favorites walk by me. You best believe they have a new update coming out, a free update, as well as they've explained some of the things that are happening in the second part of A Rift in Time. So they released a new developer update video. Let me pause here. Have you played this?
No, actually, but it's on my list of games that I really don't want to try and play. So I'm very excited to hear about this in general through you as someone that is very passionate about it. So I'm excited to hear your passion to motivate myself to reprioritize games better.
Well, so the best priority of this game is that it's free.
I love that.
Completely free to play. And then they just keep adding more stuff that is free. As part of the daily, like, playing it every single day thing, like, you get the in-game currency. I think they call them, like, moonstones or whatever. Mm-hmm. You get them, and, like, then you can use them to do this Star Path stuff, where you can get access to more content, like more skins or furniture items or, like, quest lines and things like that. And I have so much of that in-game currency, like, just from playing every day. In general, like, it adds up real fast.
But even if you don't play every day, it's still like a pretty good free game. Cool. Awesome. And that's all I need to know.
It doesn't like punish you for not playing every day. So like if you have a while where you're not able to play it, that's okay. And you can just dip in and dip out. But if you dip in, you're in. You've been warned. So they have the next part of the DLC and this free update called Thrills and Frills coming out on May 1st. You heard that right, people. As you are listening to this podcast, this stuff is available to play. Woo!
Woo!
So there's also a new Star Path, which is called A Day at Disney. And it lets you, like, bring in rides, like the Teacups ride. And
for real?
All this other stuff. Yeah, like you can build, you can. I'm assuming that they're just going to be furniture items that you can like either purchase or build, or I don't know. And then you just put them in your park, and then you can ride the teacups or ride the whatever. And I think like some of the other villagers will probably jump on them too.
That's so
super
cool.
Crazy.
I've never been able to ride the teacups because it makes me so nauseous. So I could play it in I could sit in it in a game and ride it in a game.
You sure can. And you can take pictures like using the camera. They actually showed that with the developer update, that like you can jump in and take a picture and it like shows you spinning around. I've never been to Disneyland. And I've hit the point in my life where I don't like children, and I will probably therefore never go to Disneyland unless there's like an adult only day, in which case it'll probably be full and I'm not going to spend the money on that. So I'm excited to kind of get a taste of Disney, Disneyland, Disney World, whatever, Disney parks in this game. Also more content, never upset about that. As part of the free update, Thrills and Frills. So I guess the Thrills is the Star Path, and Frills is Daisy Duck. Finally,
cute.
So poor Donald has seen Mickey and Minnie just like living their life. And he's just been like, where's Daisy?
The fact that this has not been introduced and this game has been out for what feels like a very long time, I just kind of assumed that Daisy Duck was in the game. And the fact that she's not is confusing.
So they've like hinted at her a couple times. So how they did, so when you first start, there's Mickey, Merlin, Goofy, and I think that's it. Donald's not even, you have to like rescue Donald from something and then you get him. But then like Mickey starts like seeing what seems to be Minnie's ghost. And then you end up like pulling her out of the in-between area. There's a lot. So the other thing about this story is there's a lot to this story that explains, I don't want to spoil it for you. You need to play it. So
fair enough.
So there's a couple times where you see what seems to be Daisy Duck. Like you'll see like maybe her little ghost, or you find her ribbon, I think at one point, or her bow. And so you know that she's going to be added eventually. And like Donald is just kind of like, man, I wish she was here. And it's just like, oh, she's not here yet. So yeah, this will be, I think probably, I'm assuming what's going to happen is she's going to start showing up kind of like Minnie did, and then Donald's going to lose his mind, and then you're going to help him get his lady. And so when she jumps in, she has a new shop called the Boutique, and in it you can design your own clothing. Dude, the clothing in this game is immaculate. The vibes are excellent. They did not skip on anything. Is that the right?
I think so.
Skimp.
Oh yeah, wow. I'm looking at like the trailer on Twitter, X, whatever. That dress is fire.
Dude, just in general, all of the dresses, like I was playing the other day, my boyfriend was here, and I changed from like one dress to another, and he was like, wow, that dress is really cool. And I was like, I know, right? Like, and I showed him there's a bunch of different dresses that you can get, and they're all super, super cute, and they make me feel like a princess.
I love.
But there's also like a whole like pirate outfit that makes me feel, it's so much fun. So with Daisy, you're going to be able to do these weekly design challenges and have a whole new quest line to build the boutique. Super cool. You can also, in that free update, use your tools in multiplayer valley visits. So if you have friends that have DDV as well and you want to go visit their valley, I've not done this yet because I don't really know anyone you should play, so I can visit your valley.
You got it.
But then like I can run around with you and help you collect things on your island or valley.
That way I can speed run the game.
Yeah, I can help you speed run it. I wonder, that's actually really interesting because I wonder like I have all the updated things, so I wonder if I could just like unlock all the stuff for you by running through. Oh, no, actually now that I think about it, you don't get the valley visit tour, like the thing that lets you visit valleys until you've unlocked the last area. So
so no speed running.
No speed running. That's okay though. So A Rift in Time Act 2. So this is, I don't remember what it's called, but it's the second part of the paid DLC. It is also launching as you hear this. It is launched. And so I thought, it said something about how there was going to be a certain lucky character released or whatever in the ruins. And I was like, it's going to be Milo Thatch. I don't know why Milo would be considered lucky other than the fact that he seems like a clumsy guy and somehow is not dead. I don't know. But it ends up being Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, which makes sense, I guess. I wanted it to be Milo. I know Milo Thatch will show up eventually. So yeah, it's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So this is like one of the first film noir, like Disney characters, also new Mickey. And he has this really like film noir like feel to him, like he's in black and white. And apparently like as he goes through the island, through Eternity Isle, if he like touches anything, it also becomes black and white.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you can kind of see like as he, you know, interacts with the environment changes a little bit. And so it can make Al was really excited that it could make the capybara black and white.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. I love this game. Okay. Just want to go play it, but right now, I have to go outside.
Hey, but after it's brain turn off and playtime.
It will be brain turn off and playtime. Okay, 3 more news pieces to get through. Slime Rancher 2. Next release coming. Oh, so there's a new update, and it's coming at the end of spring 2024. They actually said that it was slated, it was supposed to come out in the summer, so it's coming out early, which is super cool. And this adds the Pronto Mart, which is a place where you can buy things that help you in adventuring, and then the Conservatory expansion, which I don't remember what that does, but it sure does something. And the next release is going to come in the fall. I believe this is on... Nope, not on sale. Just part of they're just highlighting it in the thing, but not on sale. Those...
I guess because... Actually, I don't know. Why is it not on sale? It's featured, but why would it not be on sale?
Y'all riot, don't... I think maybe it's because they have an update coming out, so it's showcasing that, but it's not on sale.
Huh.
Throw it on your wish list, people, if you're interested in it. Oh, excuse me, I need to have more coffee.
Gotta sip that Dunkies.
Gotta sip the Dunkies. I got people not on the East Coast are like, what the heck?
There's Dunkin' on the West Coast somewhere.
There's a few, but also that we have an international audience too. So Dunkin' Donuts is
this is Dunkin' in Spain.
East Coast coffee place. Dunkin' Donuts, but it's shortened to Dunkies, or my favorite is Da Dunkies. I don't know why I love Da Dunkies so much. So I have a mocha macchiato.
Ooh, sounds good.
Actually sip from in this very moment. The ASMR of the ice clinking.
Oh, I love that sound.
Okay, last 2 things. Oh my gosh, these are so exciting. Research Story. So this is a game that I covered on a pod with Bev. So Research Story has a 0.8 coming out in early May. And in this, you get something called the Dormancy Barn. So this is another game where the developer is really working with the community and taking their feedback and incorporating it in a really cool way. Mm-hmm. So they added this thing called the Dormancy Barn because people were like, whoa, we're playing this. There are so many creatures that we've tamed or are researching or whatever, and they're on our farm, and we have to say hi to them every day or else they get mad, and it's just kind of a lot to do. So you can put them in the Dormancy Barn, and it's just a place where they can eat, and they can just they just kind of go dormant, and they sleep, and the barn has all the food that they need, so you don't have to feed them, and you don't lose your friendship with the animals at all while they're in the Dormancy Barn.
That sounds incredibly less stressful.
So less stressful. So if you have all these things and you're like, oh, I only want to be working on improving whatever with this one thing, put everybody else in the Dormancy Barn. Let them have a small sleep. So I think that's super cool. There's also 4 new creatures. One is a moth that's called Glimoth, and I love them.
So cute.
It's very cute. You should totally look at the devlog on Steam. And there's also a creature compendium, which I always am a fan of. A journal that catalogs everything and tells you all the stuff about everything you've ever found, and also has empty spaces for things you haven't found, so that if you know, that way you can know, oh wow, there's a certain I'm thinking about this in terms of Roots of Pacha, where they had oh, there's all these different colors of boar, but I don't know if I found all of them, but in the journal in Roots of Pacha, there's an empty space that's another boar. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay, I know that there's another boar color pattern that I have not found yet. So super excited that Research Story is getting that compendium. And I just really want to dive back into this game. I didn't play it too much, but just because of the timing when we covered it on the pod, I would also play it a lot more if it was on Switch or Mac. But when it's out for 1.0, I will likely jump back in and try and give it its due credit.
Definitely looks very cute. And again, it's on sale.
It's on sale.
That's the theme of this episode. It's on sale.
It's on sale. Bow, 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 bow. Okay. Last but certainly not least, Tales of the Shire. So this is a game that has been greatly anticipated within our community. Some of the hosts have been fighting over who's going to cover it on the pod. But of course it's going to be Al and it has to be Johnny. So I will just cry in a corner. There's a new trailer for Tales of the Shire. And in it, you actually get kind of a look at some of the gameplay, which is super cool. And it just looks like it's gonna be a cute little, I mean, we knew this already, but like a cute little cozy simulator, cozy farming simulator where you're just a hobbit in the Shire.
That is so cool. I've never watched, don't come for me, but I've never watched Lord of the Rings. But I had no idea they had this game coming out for it, and I'm like, this is so cool.
Well, folks, this has been a great episode, but I need to uninstall, delete Aislinn from my...
No, please.
You have to watch Lord of the Rings.
I know.
No, it's fine. But yeah, no, I mean, this is super cute. It's like a, it kind of, I don't know if they're going to have like little things sprinkled throughout the Shire lands, like where you can get information about, like, I don't know what time period this is in. Is it in the first age? Well, it's definitely not in the first age. Is it in the second age? Is it in the third age? Like, we don't know. Is this, pre-Frodo, post-Frodo? Is it just completely separate? It does say that you're in Bywater, so you're not in Hobbiton, but I wonder if they're going to be like areas that you can go to eventually. Or it can just be a completely separate thing, which is fine. That would be fine. So they have things like forage friendships. So it looks like you can forage. I got the feeling. Did you watch this trailer?
I'm looking at it right now.
My ADHD's all over the place.
No, you're fine.
I got the feeling that you can play with friends. Did you also get that feeling?
I just blasted in my ear. Oops. I meant to keep it muted. I can't tell, to be completely honest. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Because it says forage friendships, and during that time, like, it seems like you and possibly a friend are running around, but it also could be an NPC that's like, it's taking you foraging or something, so I'm not entirely sure, but it would be awesome if you could play this multiplayer. So you can forage, fish, cook, gardening, like, this is all parts, none of this is confirmed, but just from the footage that you see, looks like all of those things are available. You can also decorate your house. And then it also showed that there were seasons. So yeah, I'm here for it. We've been here for it the whole time. There's also an interview with the team, Weta Workshop, I believe it is. There's also an interview with that team on YouTube, on the YouTube channel Nerd of the Rings. I did not have time to watch that interview, so I am not entirely sure if they cover anything different in that, but you should go take a look. It's in the show notes. Cool. So does this like make you more interested to watch Lord of the Rings?
Oh, I've been wanting to watch it. It's just I have an incredibly massive backlog of movies in general. That it's just never ending.
Yeah.
But it's been on my list, and I've had multiple friends that like want to do like Lord of the Ring watch parties and stuff, and I'm like, I'm down, but also isn't that like an entire day thing? Like, can we do it over multiple days at least?
Oh, it would be over multiple days because it takes 2 days.
Oh.
So if you watch the extendeds, I believe they're each about 4 hours long.
Oh my gosh. But honestly, I'm down though, because I love just watching things.
You also have to watch The Hobbit then, which is also at least 3 to 4 hours long for each movie.
Honestly, I'm down. It's just the time. I'm down for anything. The worst part is just finding the time for these things.
Yeah. I throw them on in the background all the time.
But I want to watch it, and then I can do that.
Oh, 100%. You have to do the full watch. And even after you've done the full watch, like even me having it on in the background sometimes, I'm like, I don't think I ever realized that. It's not happening as much anymore because I'm on my like 100th watch through or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
I I put it on when I'm writing, so because it just again turns off that part of my brain that wanders.
I don't know how you do, I don't know how you do that. I cannot imagine having something with like anyone speaking while I'm trying to like read or write or something. I can't. I physically cannot do that. It doesn't work.
Well, so sometimes I have to pause it, but also like because so a lot of the time if anyone's talking or like if there's any words at all like singing or talking, like my brain like clicks into that because I want to know what they're saying. But because I've watched Lord of the Rings so much, I know what's going to be said. Like I could probably do most of the lines of all of the movies because I've seen them so much. So my brain doesn't like that part of my brain that's like, what are they going to say? What are they going to say? Like that doesn't exist. Like it's like, I know what's going to be said. It's fine. It's kind of the same as classical music for me. Like, cause again, no lyrics, no words.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I get it.
Just got to watch it a few million times. The movies, so that movie, those movies, Cyrano, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, the 2005 Pride and Prejudice, and I feel like I'm missing another one. All of those movies are that movie for me. Like I can put on any of those and I can write with them because I've seen them so much.
Got a lot of hours, so you can get a lot of hours of writing in with all of those movies. That's awesome.
Just tie them all together. Maybe that's what I'll have to do this weekend because I have a presentation next week that I have been putting off. Okay, we are off the rails, but we are back on the rails, y'all. It is time for our main topic, Botany Manor. Woo! So first, I just kind of wanted to like get our first thoughts and our experiences with Botany Manor. So like, how much have you played? When did you hear about it? When did you start playing? And kind of like, what were your first thoughts?
So I finished the game. I played it in one sitting, which took me, I think it was a 9-hour VOD up on my Twitch, but it came down to like a 7-hour, like somewhat edited YouTube VOD. So I would say it approximately took me about 7 hours to finish the game, but that's just me being me and being slow and everything with it. I would say approximately you could finish it in probably 5 hours, give or take. But maybe even less, depending on how good you are. But so I finished the game. I will not spoil anything. But first impressions, really, really, really liked it. Final impressions, really, really, really liked it. Liked it so much that I bought, or I didn't buy, I was going to buy, but then my Chris fiance, he surprised me and got me the actual book from the game. And it's like a sketchbook type of thing. And it's pretty massive and like really good quality too. Like the paper quality, I really like for drawing. Will I actually draw in it? I don't know yet. But the book itself is really, really pretty. So I love the game so much that I would have bought this book no matter what to kind of commemorate finishing the game. And also how I found out about it was through getting involved with Whitethorn Games and the developers or just the team in general. But I first heard about it at PAX East, and then I was like, oh, it's about plants? I'm in. Because I always want to learn more about like botany and plants and everything. So this game immediately piqued my interest. Like the moment I heard Botany Manor, I was like, oh, I want to play. I want to know, what is this game? Because I've been trying to, it's difficult because there's so much within botany, but I've been trying to learn more about botany and being able to identify plants, take care of plants and that kind of stuff. So this game really, really, really scratched that itch, and I love it. And I love Arabella. And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I heard about it on the pod. I mean, just like, cause Al has his feelers out for any time a new game comes out, and so we talked about it on the pod, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like Botany Manor, that's cool. And then when I read the like blurb, which I'll read here, that's on Steam, or how did I play this? Oh, I played it on Game Pass. How are you playing it?
I played it on Steam, but I know it's available on Game Pass and the Switch as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, so I saw that it was on Game Pass, and I have Game Pass so that I could play Disney Dreamlight Valley. So I was like, "Ooh, I will play this as well." So yeah, it's the quote is, "Welcome to Botany Manor, a stately home in 19th century England. You play as its inhabitant, Arabella Green, a retired botanist. Explore your house and gardens filled with botanical research to figure out the ideal habitat for a collection of forgotten flora. Grow each plant to discover the mysterious qualities that they hold." When I heard you were a retired botanist, I was like, I'm in. I am so in.
What about that? Like, what about specifically that is what got you interested?
So being a in biology, and specifically like in wildlife biology, I consider insects wildlife. They are. And so every time I've met a retired, like, biologist, ecologist, whatever, they have the coolest stories to tell. They have the coolest stuff that they've collected over years and years and years of doing their research. Mm-hmm. They are just so interesting. And they often like just have so much knowledge about things as well. Like mm-hmm. something that you've been studying and you're still like super struggling with is just like secondhand to them. There's, one guy that I go to his research station a couple times a year. His name's Sam Droege. He's the bee god. He's not retired. He's still working. He works for the USGS. But he basically, like, I will pore over a single bee for like an hour to try and figure out what species it is. And he looks at it under a microscope for like 30 seconds. And he's like, oh, it's this. Just because he has so much knowledge. And so anytime that I have the chance to talk with or visit with, or like in this case, see the home of and be a retired biologist or botanist, whatever it is, mm-hmm. super, I'm in. You've got me. Like, say less. Because, so cool. And the house is dope. Like,
oh my, yeah, the house is gorgeous. So we cool.
Can jump in a little bit let's just jump into like the house, I guess, because you're exploring this manor.
Mm-hmm.
And you start off in the greenhouse, but then it opens up and you go into the gardens. So mm-hmm. I've unlocked the gardens, the main house, there's like a study area, and then the kitchen and the, like, I don't remember what it's called, like the back terrace mm-hmm. and something else that's off of the kitchen. But like that's all I've said. But even that, like, I find myself, and the game is rich. Like, it has so much little, like, knickknacks all over the house, things that you interact with that are part of your life as Arabella, but also just stuff that you cannot interact with. It's just around.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, how do you like that kind of stuff? And, like, what is your favorite area without spoiling too much?
I loved the fact that there were the items that you can, like the hints that you can get and interact with for being able to figure out like each plant mm-hmm. from the journal. But also I loved and had very like genuine reactions to some of the stuff that weren't part of like the main gameplay of like the puzzle solving and everything, but just where you learn more about Arabella and her journey as a botanist, mm-hmm. as specifically a woman botanist
mm-hmm.
in the 19th century and everything. So that those reactions that I had to that stuff was like very like genuinely just like, ugh. And like, I love that experience. And I love the experience of also just like coming across the hints as well. Like so when I was in the greenhouse, I wasn't at that time taking any notes per se. I was just kind of running around back and forth, and I was very stupid on my first. I will not lie. If you were to go and watch me try and solve the first the windflower, I believe is mm-hmm. the first plant, I was full just not thinking. I was figuring things out and I was not thinking. But once I figured out that first one, then the ball was rolling and I was like, oh, I'm taking notes for everything. So I have like, I could send photos and put it like in the Slack, but I have like photos of like my crazy notes
oh my gosh.
that I was taking along the way. And it was just so fun and interactive,
mm-hmm.
both with the clues and the hints and everything, and just cool to learn more about Arabella as a retired botanist and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I guess I've not said so. I didn't know what this game was at first. So when you start playing it and you realize that it's a puzzle game, it's a first-person puzzle game, like where you are interacting and trying to solve the puzzle of how to grow these different plants. I was like, oh, I'm in. Like, this is so cool.
It reminds me of have you ever played Escape Room Simulator?
No, but if that's like this, I might play it now.
It reminds me of escape room simulators in a way. It kind of just feels like a big escape room and a very like well thought out escape room.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't played as much as like my fiance has played, but like through him, I've kind of absorbed things like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
And he explained to me how Botany Manor is really, really good because me playing it actually he ended up picking it up mid my gameplay. And he finished it before I still finished it.
Go
but
figure.
Aside from that, like the gameplay of Botany Manor, he said it was really, really, really good in if you're putting it like side to side with Escape Room Simulator, because there is a number of escape rooms that have like a purpose or like a theme, but Botany Manor does it really, really well and really, really thoughtfully. And he really, really appreciated that versus playing Escape Room Simulator so much. And from what I've done with Escape Room Simulator, there are also like some cool things and it's cute, but it didn't have like an intention. And I felt like Botany Manor had a very good, it's like a fun game to play where you can kind of just a little bit turn your brain off, not completely because obviously it's puzzles, but you can kind of like lose yourself in the game and just do the puzzles and everything. But also it felt like there was a really lovely aspect of storytelling that had like a very core intention of letting the player learn about botany, even though the plants are not real, technically. They are based on real plants in ways. And then also the intention of learning about Arabella's life and her eventually, like you learn about what she's doing in current day as well, which I'm not going to spoil, but there is that as well.
I haven't learned, and I'm so excited.
I cried. I actually legitimately burst into tears at the end. So I really, really loved the game.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be right there with you. Yeah, so I think, so there's like these dueling, so there's like the puzzle aspect of it, but then also there's that narrative of like, as you explore the rooms, you get more and more information. And it's just from things like, oh, there's a letter from your sister on the table. Or, oh, there's a picture of two women. I don't know if this is true, but like a picture of two women, or a picture of whatever. Like there are these initials somewhere, and then later you figure out whose initials are. Like that kind of thing that kind of enriches the story.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, it's not necessary. You could just go straight through and be like, okay, like I know I have to do this flower, and I know from the journal entry that it's probably something about fire or whatever. And so then you're going through and trying to find things that have to do with like lightning storms is one of them, and then fire is the other one, and trying to piece together like how to make this plant grow. Those were the ones that I did. One was a plant that really liked lightning, and then one was a plant that really liked fire, and then the first one is that windflower. So I guess like since the first one is pretty simple, maybe we could just explain like how that puzzle goes just to show what the gameplay is. And this is like the first like 5 minutes of the game. It's not, but it gets you in for sure.
Unless you're me, it takes you probably half an hour.
The first 5 to 30 minutes of
Exactly. There you go.
So yeah, you want to explain the windflower?
Sure. So yeah, the first plant is I hope I'm getting that right, the windflower. And you basically just have to look around the greenhouse and figure out how to grow this said windflower. So then you can fill out that page the first page in your journal, which is titled Forgotten Flora, or A Herbarium by Arabella Green. But you kind of just have to search around the room and get all the clues and all the hints to then grow it. So there's like a chalkboard that you look at to kind of get some. I don't know how much in depth I should go because I guess it's technically spoiling, but it's the first.
It's the first thing. So like, let's just go straight.
Okay.
Spoiling for the first 5 to 30 minutes, but also of the game. But also like if if you're not sure you want to play this game, I feel like this will explain it.
Yeah. So you have to...
Also, it's the windmill wort.
Windmill wort. I don't know. I might be saying windflower because of this one song, this one K-pop song called Windflower.
Dude, no, I also was calling it the windflower. Like, yeah, no, it's the windflower for sure, but it's called the windmill wort. I had to Google it, so
thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so there's on the chalkboard there are temperatures for different regions, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to kind of sort through it and see which one would make sense for the windmill wort. And then you also have to take that information and then go over to the heater thing, the boiler, I guess. Yeah, the boiler. And adjust the temperature for that. Then before you do that, you take the plant, you put the soil in, you take the seed. You also have to find the seed. Sorry, I am not telling this in an order that makes any sense. I am so sorry.
No, you're fine. Well, so you find the seed, you like explore the room, and there's a package and a postcard from I'm assuming your sister. I can't remember who it is from.
Yeah.
But it's basically this person being like, hey, from Sicily, I found this cool plant. Here's the seed for it, basically.
Yeah. So your each puzzle is essentially, your first mission is to find the seed. Mm-hmm. And then you can plant the seed or put the soil in the pot, plant the seed, water it, and then you work on the puzzle from there. So in this case, it was get the seed, plant it, do all of that, put it down in front of this like heater grate thing, which is what my trip up was, which I'll get to it. But you put it in front of that, and then you explore the room, you find the chalkboard, you read it, you find the temperature that you need. Then you go back to the boiler, you adjust it, you turn it on, you make sure the vent is open for the heat to come through, and then you have your flower. I just, for whatever reason, didn't see the plant or the pot holder.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't get it. I'm turning it on, I'm turning it off, I'm turning it on. The temperature's correct. I'm like, I don't understand. I like completely missed where to put the pot. And it's so, once you see it, it's like visibly right there, but it took me, for whatever reason, so long to find that. But then once that happens, then it clears out the green room, because the windmill wort is known to help with air pollution, essentially. And then that's the first puzzle, and then really pretty music plays, and then you walk out the greenhouse and you begin to be able to see the rest of the manor. But it's just so, like, when you start the game and then that sequence happens where the greenhouse clears, I was just, and the music is playing where it's just so, like, whimsical and just pretty. I was just like, oh, wow. Like, I was just so just in awe at how lovely this game was.
Well, and especially because until you have the windmill wort, like, clear your room, you're in, like, what appears to be, like, a dusty, like, really foggy room, and I'm just like, open a window.
Right?
But no, you got to get this little flower to windmill for you.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's like that first one, and I remember trying to do it, like finding the seed and then being like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna, put the soil in, put the seed in, water the seed, and it'll grow. And then I was like, why isn't she growing? And then I went back
more to it.
Yeah, it was like something about how it needs certain temperature. And then I was like, okay. And then, the vent too was like, I didn't know I had to open the vent. So, but it's all just like, hovering your cursor over everything in the world and seeing what you can interact with. And some of it has to do with that story of who you are and what your life is like right now. And then some of it is the clues for the different plants. So cool. I think my favorite thing, like visual from the game, is when you walk into your foyer area and there's that tree in the middle of your
oh my gosh, yes,
room. Like, and it's right now it's dead. I don't know if it's gonna grow or anything, but like just in the middle of her house, she just has a big old tree that's growing, and I'm just like, I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. It's so pretty.
I'm trying to think. I think that is like one of my favorites for sure. I think my favorite area is much later in the game, where it's another room where you learn more about like Arabella and her family. And I'll just say it's like upstairs, and then that's all I'll say because it's definitely like a spoiler. But I think that room for her family member is like my favorite room because it's also just aesthetically one of my favorite things to look at in general. So I think that's my favorite room. But I also really like the backyard terrace area. That area is also very pretty. There's like a what's it called? It's not a windmill. I don't even know what this. I don't. It's not even a silo, but it's got the shape of a silo. I don't remember what it's called. But
I'm trying to think of what.
I'm trying to see if I wrote in my notes anything about it. The puzzle itself to do for that like section was very cool.
I'm not there yet then.
So when you get there, it is really cool.
Okay.
But it's much easier if you like write it down somewhere, write some notes down somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it'll be easier when you get to that section because otherwise you're going to be having a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it's going to drag out the gameplay. Unless you don't mind that. If you don't mind that, then it's good. But I found that writing things down helped with not making the gameplay as long. Because my memory is also bad.
It's cool because the game, like, in the journal, for each plant, like each forgotten flora, it's like there are 5 clues. And so then in the clues, like 5 clue spots, you can like click it and then add one of the clues that you found. So like add the journal entry or add the picture or whatever. And you can add the ones that you know are about this plant. Like 100%, there's no question that this document that had the windmill wart on it is about the windmill wart. Like no question about it. But then so that way, if you find other things that might be related to different plants that you haven't encountered yet, you can like leave them and kind of try and piece it together. But even then, you're saying you have to run back and forth. Like it doesn't, when you find those clues, it doesn't save a picture of them. It doesn't save anything. Like you have to go back to where they are in the game, which part of me was like, ugh, but that was the game guzzling part of me. Like, I mean, this is 19th century England. If you were like, oh, what did that picture look like? You have to go back to it. You don't got a cell phone.
I would have just taken the book with me so I don't have to go back and forth, but that's just me. I would say that's like my one complaint about the game, and I want to say my only complaint about the game is just the fact that you had to go back and forth to look at the puzzles or the like literally look at it again, which is why I wrote it down. So that solved the issue for me, and I had a great time.
That's a mood. That is a mood. So yeah, I guess the other thing that I kind of wanted to riff on a little bit was that, you know, what you're saying, the thing that you mentioned, about Arabella and the challenges that she faced as a woman navigating her scientific career. As a woman who is navigating her scientific career, I am loving the fact that, especially in entomology, that doesn't exist anymore. Or like, I know that there are these giants that researched things before me. There are many women in entomology that studied different things. Like one was Clara Southmaid Ludlow. She's known as the mother of medical entomology. So she really researched like how to use different insects for medical purposes, and then also trying to like figure out what insects would be causing what diseases. So I know that there are women in my career field, but also in present day, every now and then I'll encounter usually an old white man who has that like, oh, but you're like, you might not know as much, blah, 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 blah. And like, literally I can just turn to the other women in the room and give them a look. And we all are like, yeah, no, this guy is, in like 5 years, he'll be gone and it'll be fine. But like, it's the Entomological Society of America's president has been a woman for like 4 years in a row now, I believe. So, and it's going to be women for like the next 3 years as well, I believe. And so it's always interesting to me to play these games and see how it used to be for biologists. And I'm sure that, like, you know, Clara Ludlow, Marion, Sibylla Marion, like all of these different people in entomology, they probably also experience their own struggles, right? And Jeff and I, my partner and I, were actually just talking about this the other day about computer science and how women did a lot of the first things in computing. You know, there's that picture of that woman standing next to a stack of papers that was like code that she wrote by herself or something, and it's as tall as she is. And how, like, we, you know, women were doing all of that until, you know, men realized how important it could be, and then they were like, oh, you can't do this, and it's like, we've been doing it. Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, it's just so stupid. I know.
This game is definitely going to continue to frustrate you in that sense then.
Yeah. And like how in there, like in a lot of movies even, there's like, you have like characters who are like, I'm a warrior, but I'm a woman. And it like the way that they play it, like any woman character who is a scientist or a warrior or like anything like that, she's got to be tough, and she's got to be like, she has all these masculine qualities.
Yeah.
And you know, there are a lot of people in entomology today who are super feminine, you know, super like don't want to go out in the woods. And then there's me, like I go out in the woods all the time. But like, you know, I'm seeing it change. And so, and also like being on that cusp and being able to like, even if I encounter the you know, old white man or whatever, and I'm like, oh, like, great, like you have some outdated things. First of all, people will call them out. And then second of all, like I can turn and there's women around me who are supporting me and who are like, yeah, we heard that too. But like, you know, you can either call it out, and nothing might change, or we can just move on, and he'll be gone in like 5 years. So I thought that was really interesting, like playing this game and seeing that, and I guess I'm going to continue to be potentially frustrated by that. But seeing that and knowing that it was real and it did exist, and you know, it's baked into this game, and it's baked into like a lot of the other things that I've seen before, but knowing that like it is changing now, like especially in my field and in a lot of like wildlife biology fields as well. I don't think the change is as fast in like chemistry and physics and stuff. Unfortunately, but I'm sure it'll get there. And I know that there are pioneers in those fields that are working to advocate for different voices, not only women, but also queer people, people of different religions, like trying to make sure that everyone is welcome in science, because it doesn't take you having a PhD or anything like that to be a scientist. It just takes a curious mind. And anyone can have that, no matter your age, gender, cultural beliefs, anything like that. So
that is really, really awesome to hear like your perspective, because I do not work in science. I mean, you know what I do for work. I don't publicly put it out there. I share if anything on the ISC Slack here and there, but like in my field where it currently is, there's definitely progress, but it's still not, it's not what you are experiencing and what you're able to experience, and how that is changing in science is really, really awesome to hear. And it's really valuable to me to be able to hear your perspective and your feelings on this topic in general that Arabella is going through, and how it's grown so much from where she was versus what it is today. And it's really, really cool to hear.
Yeah. And I think that these voices need to be heard more. You know, we're still uncovering more women in science that, you know, like I mentioned that the Entomological Society of America's presidents have been women for like the last 4 years or whatever.
Yeah.
The first time I was a president was Edith Patch in 1930. And she was an amazing human and did a lot of really cool things. But then there was no other woman president for like 70 years or something.
Oh my God.
So like, I'm seeing the change now. Yeah. But, yeah, it's it's gratifying to see and be on the generation that is going to continue to uphold this and push it further past just making sure that women are equal, because we should be, and we are, but that, you know, everyone is. So
that's very cool.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that I just remembered with this entire conversation too, I don't know for certain if this was like the inspiration for Arabella, but there was an article that was shared in combination with Botany Manor, at least in the Whitethorn Discord that I came across. And there is a story about a woman botanist, Lydia I'm so bad with name, Ernstein? Lydia Ernstein Becker, that when I read this article back then, very, very similar story to Arabella that I thought was very interesting. So I can pass that along as well if anyone wants to read that.
Cool. Well, I definitely would.
You want me to drop it in the Notion?
Ooh, yes.
Okay,
we'll have
it is there.
Sweet. There it is.
But yeah, overall, like the game itself, the puzzles are very satisfying. They feel very intentional. The game visually is fantastic. And I also, actually, we didn't talk about this really much, but the accessibility features as well is really, really great. The only thing I think that's technically lacking is like a published walkthrough of the game. But I do have access to that if anyone needs help with any of the puzzles. But like the puzzles you can generally figure out one way or another. It may take a little bit longer, one puzzle versus the other, but they're all like pretty accessible to figure out. And if not, the hints are very good on their own. And just the features to be able to adjust like I forget what it's technically called, but like when you're spinning around and whatnot, make it slower or faster or whatever so you don't get dizzy. It's really great. And being able to like click on the documents and be able to see the text in bigger font is also a plus for some of them, because some of them are very difficult to read.
Yeah, some of them are very sprawling cursive, you know, what you would expect. And you can just try and read that, but having the ability to see the overlay text and just have it written out in plain serif font that you can like, read perfectly or whatever, like, is really nice. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that aspect as well. So just about anyone and everyone can play it. And I also love that it's on Game Pass. So if you already have Game Pass, you don't have to pay for it.
Yep.
Essentially, which is awesome. So overall, like, really, really good game. It's genuinely like a very special game to me, even though I played it once and it's not really replayable. There are like some additional achievements that you can do. Actually, funny story with that. There was one achievement that I thought was going to be a thing. So you know how you can like sit on the chairs?
Yeah.
I was so convinced there was going to be an achievement for sitting on all of the chairs. There's not. But the entire playthrough, I was sitting on every single chair that I saw.
I loved there's an achievement like if you rattle a locked door, like you're like there's a door that's locked and you try like, and it has the locked symbol, but you can literally still try it, and the achievement it's like achievement, let me in.
Yeah, some of the achievements in the game are very, very cute and silly, and I love that. It's got such a good balance of like being a well thought out game in the sense of the puzzles being well thought out. It has intention with the story of Arabella. And it's also got the silliness with those achievements and whatnot, as well as just visually, again, being a really nice game to look at. So I thought it was a really well-rounded game overall that scratched that itch of wanting to play like a very satisfying puzzle game in the end.
Yeah, I'm excited to finish it and play it a little bit more when I have more mental spoons for it. And it's just, it gave me the good feels. But it also was like, I was like, this is a game I need to pay attention. Like, this is a game where I would regret playing it when I just need to mind off play something. So.
Yeah, it's a good game for like a day in.
Yeah.
And you kind of just want to be like a hermit or an introvert and just kind of sit on the couch in front of your TV or sit at your computer and just kind of dive into the world and solve puzzles.
It's a quintessential cozy game.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It really does feel that way.
Well, I mean, I would recommend it to pretty much anyone. Like, I don't think there's anyone that I would not recommend this game to.
I agree. I definitely agree as well. It's a good game for everyone.
Well, cool. Thank you, Aislinn, for being on.
Thank you for having me. This is so cool. I really appreciate this. I really genuinely do.
Yeah, no, it was super fun to like get your take on it and hear a fresh voice on the pod and yeah, always maybe we'll loop you back in if there's other games that you like that other people haven't played or that we don't really have the time to play or something like that. That's an owl thing.
Yeah, I'm super down anytime. I was happy today to talk with you, and I was happy to talk about Botany Manor because I could talk about that game all day.
And I gotta send you a snap of a bearded dragon and then of the field.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I keep yawning. Okay.
It's EP hours.
It is EP hours, and I need to not be EP. Okay. You can find the pod in multiple places. Well, let's start with you. Where can people find you? So Moo and Coo, where is that on?
Moo and Coo is available on anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. We publish it on specifically Podbean, but it should be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, etc., etc. Google Podcast is gone. What's the new? I don't know what the new one is, but it's pretty much available anywhere that you listen to podcasts. And
oh my gosh, and you've featured Pengu and Hannah,
yeah,
and top K-pop songs.
That's where it all started. It started with top K-pop songs, and it's just progressed into a variety of topics.
Oh my gosh,
which is the whole point of it.
I have hit the follow button. I will listen to these. And you stream, correct?
Yeah, I do. I am A's trainer on Twitch, on Instagram, on Threads, on Twitter, whatever. I don't really use Twitter. It's just there. It's just I just post when I'm live. That's literally all I do. I have a link tree. I have stickers. I made stickers recently.
Oh my gosh.
That's something I like to talk about. So I made a sticker of my logo that I designed, and then I also made a sticker of a whale with a cowboy hat that says "Job well done."
Oh my gosh. Where can we get those?
On my Ko-fi.
Okay.
My Ko-fi shop. So if y'all want to check that out, feel free, because I'm very proud. Those are my first stickers that I ever made, and it's the beginning of my journey of making, like, eventually one day my dream is to make a pin, but we'll get there financially. For now, it's stickers, and I love my stickers to death. So
yeah, I mean, you can do it. We make for the entomology graduate student association at my university. We make a lot of different crafty items, and one of the people designed some cool like pride butterfly things, and then
oh my gosh,
she made them into pins. And they're so cool. And they sell also really fast. So yeah. And we just use, oh my gosh, what is the website? Sticker Mule?
Sticker Mule. Okay. I've been using Sticker Ninja.
Oh, interesting.
But there's a lot of resources out there.
Yeah. But you can make buttons and pins and all kinds of cool stuff. Cool. Well then, yeah, you can find me, at Codey Mathis on Twitter. Again, I don't really use that, but the thing I use most of the time is at Hiking Beagle, B-E Eagle, on Instagram.
Top tier Instagram, by the way. So good, so cute.
I don't post super often, but what I do.
But if you scroll, good.
But if you scroll, and then also my stories are often unhinged because I just like retweet whatever funny stuff, or not retweet, but like reshare on my story whatever hilarity I have encountered when I've been doom scrolling that day.
I love it. Whenever I do catch it, love it.
I've had many times people have come to me and been like, "You posted a lot of really sad things last night. Are you good?"
Aww.
I'm like, I just hit a sad part of Instagram reel. The algorithm was like, "Oh, it's sad girl hour." So yeah, those are the places where you can find me. You can find Al at the Scott Bot on Mastodon.Scott and on Twitter. You can find the podcast on Tumblr and Twitter at THS Pod. You can find feedback and links. You can provide feedback and get the links in the show notes and all of that at harvestseason.club, which is our website. Also on harvestseason.club is access to the Patreon, a link to the Patreon, which is patreon.com/thspod. You can join the community. It gives you access to our Slack, in which I will be posting pictures of a bearded dragon.
I will be there shortly after this is done recording.
Yay!
I will be there soon.
Yay! And yeah, it's just a bunch of cozy people. We talk about the pod. We talk about different things that are happening in the world of farming games. It's a very cozy place. Thank you so much, Aislinn, for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I just love chatting with you, so this was nice.
So yeah, that's our pod. And until next time, have a good harvest.
I really tried.
The Harvest Season is created by Al McKinley, with support from our patrons, including our pro farmers, Kevin, Stuart, and Elisa. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you in July.
I know. I hope I can see you sooner, somehow, some way. Don't know how.
Actually, I'm going to be... We'll talk about this after.
Okay.